Yo, 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 Big Kish back up in here. Y'all wouldn't believe this. You're not going to believe what I just found. Come to find out, Drake has been dissing K-Dot behind closed doors. Well, he been taking little subliminal jabs here and there in him and the Party Next Door album that I didn't know about because I didn't hear that shit. A lot of us didn't hear it. But we got Rap Law breaking down every single Kendrick diss in Drake's new album. Y'all gonna want to stick around for this. You're not gonna want to click off this video. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. Y'all know I like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
Drake finally decided to shoot back at Kendrick Lamar on his brand new album.
I think you should have just did it because you filed the lawsuit. And at this point, I don't even want to hear you mention anything about anything.
Y'all, Drake has had a tough year. His nemesis Kendrick Lamar has topped the charts, swept the Grammys, and delivered a Super Bowl performance that shattered records, becoming the most watched halftime show in history. With
He did. And he did.
133.5 million viewers tuning in, Kendrick defied Drake's lawsuit, performing Not Like Us on the biggest stage in the world. And after months of laying low, Drake has finally decided to surface with brand new music. His long-awaited collaborative album, Some Sexy Songs for You with Party Next Door, just landed on Valentine's Day, and Drake is marking the occasion by firing back on all his ops, and he's going at way more people than just Kendrick. That's why we're doing a rapid fire breakdown on all the disses in Drake's new album and what it means for the rap game. What was
Not rapid fire. A rapid fire breakdown? Oh, we got to get that. We got to get that. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Drake's reaction to getting dragged at the Super Bowl? What was the truth behind his complicated relationship with Party Next Door? And just how many songs on the album are going at Kendrick Lamar? We're even gonna do a deep dive on the accusations that Drake stole the cover art and title of his album from other artists. Is Drake really doubling down on being a so-called culture vulture? Or is this whole controversy being blown way out of proportion? And finally, we're gonna analyze what happens next with Drake's career and his historic feud with Kendrick. Is this new album enough to put Drake back on top, or has he opened the door for another ass whooping from Compton's very own? But we can't talk about the new album without addressing Drake's response to the halftime show.
No, I'm watching. He not gonna play that shit.
Hey, bro, if you did not see this skit, this is one of the funniest skits. This is funny.
On February 9th, Kendrick delivered a critically acclaimed but divisive Super Bowl set, taking the ultimate victory lap in his battle against Drake. His setlist included not just one, but two Drake diss tracks, performing both Not Like Us and Euphoria. He even had tennis champ Serena Williams, Drake's ex-girlfriend, crip walking in the middle of the Superdome. Legal experts speculated that Kendrick would have to heavily censor Not Like Us, even if he was allowed to perform it, only for Kendrick to clearly not give a shit. He called Drake out by name and even
Legal who?
Even smiled into the camera while he was doing it. Kendrick also had plenty of smoke for Drake's other OVO affiliates, mocking Drake's label signee, Baka Not Nice, and Party Next Door by name in front of over 100 million viewers.
Party at the party playing with his nose now. Baka got a weird case. Why I see
You ain't do the hit. You ain't do the say Drake. You supposed to do the say Drake. Oh man, you ain't put the say Drake up in there.
As soon as Kendrick left the field, everyone was wondering how Drake would react to being disrespected in front of the entire world. Drake, who was in the middle of his Anita Max Win tour in Australia, didn't make a public statement, but footage went viral of his crew watching Kendrick rip their boss to shreds while posted up in a Melbourne casino lobby. Drake took the stage in Melbourne the very next day, where fans noticed he switched.
Hold up.
Posted up in a Melbourne casino lobby. Drake took the stage.
Do this X mean something? Do this X mean something? Now let me stop reaching, love. I'm reaching. Or do it.
In Melbourne the very next day, where fans noticed he switched up his lyrics to the song Knife Talk. News outlets reported that those in Drake's circle say that he was, quote, angry about the halftime show, obviously, but that he was acting like he didn't care. But Drake could not keep up the act for long. On February 12th, Drake used his Finsta account Plot Twist to share a picture of him with Serena's longtime sports agent, Jill Smuller. The photo was taken at 2015 Wimbledon as Drake and Smuller were watching Serena play. Fans saw this as an obvious response to Serena crip walking all on.
Oh, so they was watching Serena play. Why did he have his arms around her shoulders? If you know about shoulders, you know. Drake has an obsession with shoulders, y'all. If you didn't know, now you know.
On his grave at the halftime show, and they weren't too impressed. Social media lit up criticizing Drake for trying to beef with Serena when Kendrick was clearly the one calling him a certified you-know-what in front of the whole world. That very same day, Drake posted an unflattering photo of another longtime enemy, rapper turned podcaster Joe Budden. Budden fired back on his podcast, criticizing Drake for trying to beef with him instead of Kendrick.
99 niggas done jumped on your ass. You out smoking hookah in turquoise boots. Don't post me.
Drake may have been trying to act unbothered, but people noticed he had smoke for everyone except for his biggest op. But while Drake was sniping on social media, he was also rolling out his brand new album, Some Sexy Songs for You.
No, it's serious. And it's called Some Sexy Songs for You.
I hope I have sex that day.
Okay.
The album was first announced on August 2nd of 2024 when Drake made a surprise appearance at a Party Next Door concert in Toronto. This was a huge deal because it was one of Drake's first public appearances since Kendrick dropped.
Look, he just got to take center stage. Look, Party Next Door up there looking like a little scared puppy. Why he always got to be the one to talk. And then we're going to be doing this. And then, hey, okay, everybody, shh. And then, be quiet. You sit down. You sit down. Let somebody else shine.
At a Party Next Door concert in Toronto. This was a huge deal because it was one of Drake's first public appearances since Kendrick dropped Not Like Us, and the first real hint that Drake was planning.
I can't even hear the word public appearance no more. I can't even hear it the same. If I hear public appearance, y'all already know what I'm thinking about. I'm not too friendly with niggas.
On releasing new music. Drake's relationship with Party Next Door goes all the way back to 2013 when Party became the first ever artist to sign with Drake's record label, October's Very Own. In the 10 plus years Drake became Party's boss, the two artists have collaborated frequently on songs like Over Here, Recognize, and Preach. Party's also been recognized as a huge influence on Drake's music with credits as a songwriter and producer across multiple Drake albums. In fact, Drake's close association with Party Next Door has even led to accusations that Drake has been exploiting Party's talents for his own gain.
Yep.
Fans have long claimed that Party Next Door is a part of Drake's so-called OVO sweatshop, where artists are allegedly expected to generate songs for Drake to use for himself. In 2016, Joe Budden, when he was still a rapper, released a diss track called Wake, where he claimed that Drake was stealing Party's music for himself.
We want a party album, but you keep stealing all the party album to go and put it on your party album.
Bro, Joe was getting on him, B. Joe was getting on him. We want a party album. You keep taking party album and putting on a party album.
When fans tried to press Party about the OVO sweatshop allegations directly, he denied them. In a 2017 Instagram comment,
hey, yo, I think we're going to go back and listen to Joe, react to Joe Budden's disses, yo. I think it's some stuff up in there.
Party wrote, quote, "What sweatshop? You haven't seen me sweat yet." But despite Party's long career association with Drake, he's never been able to fully achieve anything close to the kind of commercial success that his boss has. His last solo album, Party Next Door 4, peaked at number 10 on the Billboard 200 charts, fueling speculation that Drake's OVO label hasn't given Party the visibility that he deserves. And in 2024, Party found himself dragged into the middle of his label boss's battle with Kendrick Lamar when Kendrick dissed him by name on Not Like Us and implied that he was a drug addict.
And Party at the party playing with his nose now.
When Drake responded to Kendrick on The Heart Part 6, he never bothered to defend his artist from Kendrick's attacks, even
Drop names, bro. You see how clear and precise he is? Joey Bad. This is what you need to learn, bro.
even though Drake and Party have worked together for nearly 12 years. By announcing a comeback project with Party Next Door that was dropping just 5 days after Kendrick's halftime show Spectacle, Drake set expectations sky high. But was he actually able to deliver?
I was expecting Drake's album to crack. It's just Drake out here trying to do it on Drake's time, bro, and
when it comes to vibes, Some Sexy Songs for You is way different than any of the diss records that Drake dropped last year. The album is focused way more on R&B than hip-hop. It seems like Drake consciously tried to go all the way in the exact opposite direction after last year's beef. But Drake still has some tough talk reserved for his enemies, and he fires off more than a couple shots at Kendrick on his song Give Me a Hug.
Small fish making kids feel emotion, using you for promotion, true words have never been spoken.
When you break it down, Drake is accusing his haters of teaming up just so they can get attention off him. Not only is Drake aiming at Kendrick, but he's also targeting other artists who supported Kendrick in the battle like Future, Metro Boomin, Rick Ross, and The Weeknd.
Funny how it's only that are waiting on a boy's obituary, cause if I die, it's these niggas that become the sole beneficiary.
According to Drake's side.
Okay, Drake trying to snap a little bit. He trying to snap a little bit. Drake trying to snap a little bit. Hold on, we got to get those disses back. I start daydreaming. Y'all got to wake me up. Look, when I watch these videos and I start daydreaming, y'all got to come through the camera and like, yo, wake the fuck up.
When you break it down, Drake is accusing his haters of teaming up just so they can get attention off him. Not only is Drake aiming at Kendrick, but he's also targeting other artists who supported Kendrick in the battle like Future, Metro Boomin, Rick Ross, and The Weeknd.
Funny how it's only that are waiting on a boy's obituary, cause if
yo, this is why old girl was like, Drake tricked us. We was hoping for love songs. And he up here made a drill album.
If I die, it's these niggas that become the sole beneficiary.
According to Drake's side of the story, the beef was orchestrated specifically so he could be dethroned and replaced. And this actually lines up with Drake's UMG lawsuit, where he accuses his label of trying to destroy his reputation so they could sign him for a less favorable record deal. In the aftermath of Not Like Us and the Super Bowl, Kendrick has made headline after headline for shattering records that Drake previously set. Just days before Some Sexy Songs for You dropped, Kendrick became the rapper with the most monthly listeners in Spotify history, surpassing Drake by the numbers. Drake might be saying he won't die, but Kendrick's already become the sole beneficiary of his downfall. Drake even doubles down, claiming that Kendrick doesn't have the motion to play his music at the Area 29 strip club in Houston. He also snuck in a callback to Kendrick's diss record Euphoria because the cover art featured a bunch of dictionary definitions. And to be fair, Drake may have a point here, but he's also setting himself up for failure. Any day now, there's gonna be a viral video of them playing Not Like Us in that exact same club.
What you mean to be fair? Compromising? Say, now let me stop. Y'all know, yeah, if you say anything good about Drake, that means you compromise, man. Hey, look. Yo, Drake had a bar. He compromised. It's like, nah, I'm playing, man.
Drake might have some shots for Kendrick on Give Me a Hug, but also sounds like he's ready to leave the battle in the past.
Beef, I'm trying to get the party lit.
Drake is clearly saying that he's past the beef and
bro, did you just hear what he said? F a rap beef, I'm trying to get the party lit. What that remind you of? Trying to watch the party die. He said he's trying to get the party lit. He's not listening to the people, bro. Drake is not listening to the people. The people said, we're trying to mature while you're trying to keep us in high school. We don't want to be in high school. At the lunch table, we don't want to be in the auditorium, Drake. Seriously.
Wants to focus on making party records. That's definitely a huge switch up after dropping songs like Push Up and Family Matters. It almost sounds like Drake knows he's not going to dig his way out of this hole in a head-to-head battle and that he needs to get back to making chart-topping hits. But while Drake may have realized he can't go toe-to-toe with Kendrick anymore, he still did have a little bit of smoke left for his other ops.
Savage, you the only checking on me when we really in some shit, brother. Melissa Ford, you a legend from the 6. Hate to see you with a sucker.
In this bar, Drake gives a shout out to famed Toronto-born hip-hop video vixen Melissa Ford. While Ford made a name for herself starring in music videos for Jay-Z and Usher, she made a recent pivot to co-hosting the Joe Budden podcast. So yeah, this is basically a...
Hey, I remember Game, this Melissa Ford. She a video vixen. Y'all know Melissa Ford drive a Honda Accord. She a video vixen.
Another way for Drake to talk shit about Joe Budden and potentially create some internal strife. Drake might be showing love to Melissa Ford now, but there's footage out there of her dancing to Not Like Us with Joe Budden on their show. Damn. So the respect might not be totally mutual. Drake also showed...
And look, that heart ain't hearting, boy. That heart is not hearting, boy. Damn, somebody that heart up. Gee, golly whiz. Ooh. Somebody messed that heart up. They probably was in a rush. He probably called up his barber like, yeah, you got time for a heart? Hey, Drake, man, we only got 5 minutes. All right, give me the clippers. Man. Damn, Drake. This heart up. Damn.
Oh, the respect might not be totally mutual. Drake also showed love to 21 Savage for riding with him during the beef, even though Kendrick famously brought up Savage's name on Not Like Us, claiming that 21 gave you false street cred. On the song Brian Steele, named after Young Thug's defense attorney, Drake opened up about how Thug tried to convince him to end his beef with Future and Metro Boomin.
Bro, she just hit me, said put all the beef in the side. I can't. I'm heated now.
Thug previously made a post on X.
Bro, why you trying to sound like Thug in them? Like, why you trying to sound like Thug and Gunna in them? I can't. I put the paddock on the Peter Pepper, pick a pepper. I pick a pepper, put the paddock on the pepper. Bro, you trying to sound like Gunna, Future, and Young Thug. I can't. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. You from Canada, man. Go sit down somewhere, Drake. Go drink you a little milk or something, man. Go drink you some milk, man. I know Ninjas was stealing his milks at the cafeteria in the cafeteria.
Where he urged Drake, Future, and Metro, all artists that he frequently works with, to piece it up. While Future reshared the post, Metro remained silent, and based on how Drake is talking on the song, it might be a while before that hatchet gets buried. So much for saying f*** rap beef. And that wasn't even the most controversial thing about the new album. Multiple artists popped out to accuse Drake and Party Next Door of stealing from them.
Did Drake steal from the artist again?
The day before Some Sexy Songs for You drops, Canadian rapper John River took to social media claiming that Drake and Party had ripped off the album artwork from him. River, who reps Sauga, the same Toronto suburb that Party Next Door is from, detailed an extended conversation he had with Party where Party demanded he paid homage to him. According to River, Party was focused on a music video River made where he poses in front of a super distinctive Absolute World Towers in the city. The so-called Marilyn Monroe Towers are seen as a huge landmark for Sauga, and River says he felt betrayed when he saw the album cover for Drake and Party's collab project. Quote, I would never ever claim freestanding business as my own. Telling someone after obsessing over their work that you want to be involved, dissecting it, being rejected, and then stealing their identity and reselling.
That's the same thing Mr. Beast did to this young black brother. Called him in. He called him in. I've reacted to it. He called him in, stole all his ideas, took all the brother ideas, and then fired him the next day, the next couple days. Had him in there brainstorming. Everybody else just sitting back like, wow, he got all these creative ideas. Brainstorming on a chalkboard, wrote out all his ideas for Mr. B show. Mr. B said, nah, man, we can't use you, man. Took all the man ideas, man. Took all the ideas. Took all the ideas. So really, Mr. Beast ain't Mr. Beast. That's our ideas, bro. Our idea. Trust me, man. I don't care who the algorithm push. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's crazy, man. Crazy.
selling it as your own is insane. River even claimed that Party Next Door threatened to blackball him and that he turned down an offer from OVO to write for artists on the label. Quote, when another OVO artist asked me to sit down, he also began asking in depth about me, the Monroe Towers, my thought process, and all my future music plans surrounding them. He then asked if I'd write for them, to which I said no. He never spoke to or saw me again personally. Sounds a lot like John River dodged being stuck in that OVO sweatshop. And what's really crazy is that River isn't the only artist who claimed that Drake was blatantly plagiarizing. Fans noticed that Drake's rollout for Some Sexy Songs for You was nearly identical to Freddie Gibbs' marketing campaign for his 2022 album Soul Sold Separately, right down to the cartoon rabbit characters that Gibbs frequently uses to promote his label. Freddie Gibbs co-signed and retweeted the theories that he was being deliberately swagger-jacked by Drake. And making things even shadier is that radio host Bootleg Kev claimed that Drake had previous discussions with Gibbs about being a feature on Gibbs' Soul Sold Separately album, but the song didn't work out. Given Kendrick's accusations that Drake is a so-called colonizer, these plagiarism accusations are definitely not a good look. But now that Drake has finally dropped his much-anticipated comeback project, what exactly happens next?
I'm starting to get concerned given some of the narratives and fear pervading in the Drake fan base with the release of his new collab album with Party Next Door, Some Sexy Songs for You.
Some Sexy Songs for You has gotten a mixed reaction from the public. While streamer Kai Cenat stamped the album an 8 out of 10, some fans have criticized Drake for not fully responding to Kendrick's attack.
Everybody says trash, but when it come down to Kai Cenat, he give it an 8. Kai about is gonna have to start sitting his ass down, man. Seriously, man. He's gonna need to sit his ass down. He's still wet behind the ears. I don't even know why he out here got this bit. Matter of fact, all his fan base wet behind the ears. They smelling theyself. You understand?
In fact, plenty of people are claiming that Kendrick's disses were so effective that it made Drake afraid to drop another rap album. Last summer, Drake released a number of standalone singles using his Finsta account and a content dump website called 100 Gigs. We've already covered the strategy behind Drake's soft launching new music in order to figure out the best possible way to top the charts again. It's totally possible that by doing a collab album with Party, Drake is still avoiding the high expectations that might come from him dropping a full-fledged solo project. And judging from Drake's own lyrics, Some Sexy Songs for You might be an appetizer meant to test the waters. On Give Me a Hug, Drake says,
I appreciate the fans rocking with me. This is really just a small token.
It sounds like Drake considers his team up with Party to be light work meant to hold over his ride or die fans while he preps for a bigger solo project later this year. And that means Some Sexy Songs for You could just be another chess move in his battle against Kendrick. On February 6th, Drake teased that he had another album in the works.
Eventually, when the time is right, Drizzy Drake alone by himself is gonna have a one-on-one talk to y'all. When the time is right, I'll be back with another album, a one-on-one conversation with y'all that you need to hear.
Drake may be proceeding with caution, but the stakes are still super high for him. In his lawsuit against UMG, Drake's own lawyers acknowledged that his reputation took a huge hit after Not Like Us dropped. Plus, Drake's timing might just not be ideal. Since the halftime show, Kendrick's streams have been supercharged with Not Like Us seeing a 430% boost just hours after.
430% boost, B? Come on, man.
The Super Bowl. The hype around Kendrick's performance was so real that his last album, GNX, moved another 230,000 units this week alone, returning it to the top of the Billboard 200, even though the album came out last November.
GNX spent the block. Listening to Anita Baker, man.
And with Drake deciding to drop Some Sexy Songs just 5 days after Kendrick lit up the Superdome, it's gonna be tough for him to steal all that attention away from Kendrick. There's still tons of anticipation.
Drake got bad knees too. Drake got bad knees. Remember I said before he was knock-kneed when he went in that B-roll. But as you can see, come out the car, he got bad knees. Watch this.
It's gonna be tough for him to steal all that attention away from Kendrick. There's still tons of anticipation for what Kendrick might have up his sleeve next. Industry insight.
Yeah, Drake got bad knees, y'all. Poor Tink. Little stinker pot.
Writers and fans have been speculating that a deluxe version of GNX could be on the way, especially because Kendrick performed unreleased material at the Super Bowl. And with Kendrick booked for 2 sold-out stadium dates in Toronto later this year, Drake is eventually gonna have to face the disrespect of Not Like Us being performed in his own city. Is Kendrick gonna fire back after Drake's shots on Give Me a Hug? Or like Kendrick declared in his Super Bowl set, is it truly game over for Drake?
I like that. So come to find out, Drake was dissing people in the Party Next Door SSS Songs for You. Up there taking jabs and shots. Now I see why the young sister had a problem with your album, Lil Ninja. You sitting up there taking shots. You supposed to be talking about cupcakes, velvet cakes, and Hershey bars. You know what I'm saying? And flowers. You up there talking about sliding and riding on somebody. You're busted. We see you. You're busted. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I'm going to leave a link in the description. Big Kish signing out. I'm going, y'all.